Pleased to welcome back Raquel Violero. Councillor, how are you?
Hi. Fine, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm not so bad. You've just been busy partying, haven't you, over the last month since we last spoke? What's been going on? Plenty of different things.
Well, yeah, Easter has been there, and then the Nazareno and the May crosses here. So a lot of, events going on.
It's not all fun being a councillor, though, is it? It's tough.
That's fun. It's really nice to be,
bits.
Being able to participate in the traditions and being a part of that and represent your town while doing so. I think it's very nice.
Absolutely, yeah. Great. And it's good to have some good times along with the other things that you have to do, because I know normally you're chasing around very, very busy, because not only are the spokesperson in English for the town hall, but of course you run the social services department. How's things been going there?
Good. We are helping a lot of people, and people need help, so we're there to listen to them and to help them in any way we can.
We talked last time about the loneliness program, looking after people who perhaps left on their own. Is that going okay?
It's going okay, but I'm encouraging people over 65 years old that are listening to us to go to the pharmacies around the town and just, write on the survey that we have to check on the loneliness, so we can do better things for them.
So all the pharmacies have those?
Yes, they have that. Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that we can get the word out a bit more about that and get people to say, well, it's about finding out what people need and what they want, isn't it? So that we can help them. So that's great. Now, our main focus this time around is the fact that we're heading into the summer. Is it known as fire season in Spain? It's not, is it?
No.
That's not the right phrase.
No.
No, but it is the time when we have to start being more aware about the fact that fires do break out, and quite often and quite seriously.
Yes.
And there are different levels, I understand, of this.
Yeah, so the thing is, Javea is a very dangerous place because we have the largest forest-urban interface in the whole Iberian Peninsula.
Wow, we do? And the whole of the peninsula?
Yes, we do. So that means houses and buildings live with forest and gardens. So when a fire starts, well, it's very dangerous because it can affect not just trees, but also human life, right? So we have to be very careful with that. And obviously summer is, the time of the year when it's more dangerous, but it can happen
anytime.
Yes, it has happened. So we have 3 levels. Level 1 means normal. There's no level 0. So level 1 is the normal. Then level 2 means that you cannot light a fire in less than 500 meters from a forest mass. In Javea, that's everywhere. So level 2 means no fire whatsoever. And then level 3 means no fire. We have places that are special, such as natural parks or forestal parks, the riverbed. So we have a lot of those as well here in Javea. And there you cannot light a fire or just anything like camping stoves or gas or things like that, unless there is a designated area to do so, especially for cooking, like barbecues. But if you have a level 3, you cannot light a fire.
So there are some areas where it's allowed under level 1 and 2, but then 3 means nothing, nowhere, ever.
Yes.
Right.
So the ones that determine these levels are the 112, the people behind that, and they have an app. So before you light a fire or anything like that could be dangerous, you just can go to the app and check the level of the day, and you will know if you can or you cannot do that.
What's that app again?
112.
I see. Okay.
They have one app and they have the alerts, right? And also the police here in Javea send these alerts as well to the urbanizations, because those are the areas that are more dangerous. So they have the information every day. But if not, you can go to the app always to check. And how do they determine this? Well, it's depending on temperature, wind, relative humidity, and rain days. So, for example, if you have 30 degrees or more than 30 kilometers per hour wind, less than 30% relative humidity, and more than 30 days without rain, that's the perfect scenario for a disaster.
Okay.
But
that doesn't mean that it's definitely going to happen, but it's a very high risk.
Yes, but it could also happen with level 1. It has, because you have, this alert is for a big area, so maybe you don't have wind here, but wind changes a lot.
It does.
A fire could start somewhere else and just travel and create a disaster in your area. So every time you want to light a fire, just be careful.
The last big fire that we had in Javea a few years ago, that actually came from outside the area, but actually came right into town, didn't it?
That's it, because wind makes it travel very fast. And here we have the pine trees, and pine trees are very dangerous.
They go
for that
very
reason
quickly,
as well.
don't they?
Yes,
in fact, jump the houses and just go through the trees.
Yes, so that's why we have to be like very careful. And that's why also the regional government implements like a ban of burns and fires and any activity that involves electricity from the 15th of June until the 15th of September, kind of.
Okay. So about a month away at the moment.
Yes, that's when the firefighters are here as well, because they know these things could happen. And so prevention has to happen before that time, because in that time you are not going to be able to do.
This is why we've just seen it in the press here, and you're starting the campaign now.
Yes, yes, that's it. So
yeah, what do we do? What do we do to prevent fires in Javea?
So first of all, the police and Protección Civil have created a leaflet to explain some recommendations on how to prevent fires, on things that you can do in your house. And that's going to be like informed through social media, and also travel agencies have them, and in municipal buildings we have them as well. So basically what it says is that if you have paella burners or barbecues in your house, you should have them covered with a roof and 3 walls. So if something happens, it stays there, it doesn't travel outside. Then you should install a non-flammable spark arrestor mesh with openings between 0.5 and 1 centimeters on all smoke outlets.
Right,
I'm reading.
No, I'm with you.
Then you have to clear away nearby vegetation and trim any branches hanging over the building or within 3 meters of the smoke outlet. Okay, because, your barbecue could...
Yeah, you don't put it under the tree.
Yes, please.
For instance.
Don't do that. And then you should have like a regular maintenance of your everything that you have that involves a fire.
Vegetation, etc.
Yeah, and also you should clean like spark arrestors and things like that to avoid blockages, and change them if they need to be changed. And you should always have quick access to water. And if you own or manage a tourist accommodation, please, you should share like prevention keys to these people, because sometimes they don't know what's going on, and they don't know.
Well, people come from another country might not be immediately aware how risky
it is to be here. So things like that, and again, check the alert of the day before lighting a fire.
So a good idea would be for these people to, if you do rent, is to have one of the leaflets in the apartment.
That's it. So you can go to the travel agencies and just ask for one, and they're going to give you one. Okay. And apart from that, cleaning your plots is a must. Right now we have started with the special campaign. So now fines are getting sent to those owners who don't clean their plots.
Yes, I did see there was quite a lot of response to on Javea.com when you launched the first part of this campaign, with a number of people replying saying, well, directly, not opposite me or next to me, the person hasn't cleared their plot. So the town hall are now active in sorting this out.
We have a technician that is going... identifying the plots, the owners of the plots, and they are sending letters and calling them to do so. And if not, we have like a fine that is like split into 10, which means like 10 months. We send a fine every month, and at the end of this month, if you haven't cleaned it, we are going there and we are using the money we collected from you to clean your plot. Because you should do it. But obviously it's going to cost like way more if we do it than if you do it. But yeah, because we think it's very important.
And there do seem to be a number of plots where you don't see anybody, that perhaps people don't live in town, they're perhaps inherited or whatever. So it's good to hear that the council is going to be doing something about those. Yes.
And we have approved like 300,000 euros right now to clean barrancos in the Mongo area, which are like the most dangerous places.
Area.
Yes, that's one of the most dangerous places. So we're going to clean that.
Yeah, there was a note about some fallen trees and things in that area. I noticed.
And some dead trees, pine trees mostly. So they're cleaning that. They're doing something in the Granadella as well. And since there's like such a big forest mass, and we cannot clean everything because we need a lot of money and a lot of time, and it's usually very difficult to access those areas because they are steep and things like that. So the machinery cannot like reach.
Of course.
We are creating, like in some places, kind of
like a fire break.
breaks. Yes, things like that. So it's like better and easier.
Where does that money come from, Raquel? Because I'm never quite sure whether it's local, regional, or national government.
These 300,000 euros are local, and we are also like asking for some help from the Conselleria and maybe Europe, because they have some help for these emergency situations, so they can help us as well.
And you've got that big selling point where this area is the most likely to have a problem on the whole of the peninsula, which is new news.
For example, in the Natural Park of the Mongo, there's a part of it that it belongs to the regional government. So they are the ones that are coming to clean. They've cleaned like 2 plots already, like very big ones and the most dangerous ones. So it's, a shared effort to do that. And also, you have to clean your plot. And remember that you have to ask for permission if you want to cut a tree or things like that, because they could be protected. So you go and ask the town hall if you can cut it. They're going to say yes to you, like most probably. But it's not just like cleaning the plot, it's clearing it, like waste management, because if you clean it and you
cut it all down and just leave it there. Yeah.
So the fire is starting, you're just moving the problem, right? So it's going to start again.
And you have a problem with people being responsible about getting rid of their waste as well, because there are some areas where you notice people have been dumping illegally.
Yes, because you say, okay, this plot is abandoned, I'm going to just throw my waste over there. Okay, you're creating a problem there, because if a fire starts, it's going to be your fault, right? So apart from that, what happens if a fire starts? Because it could happen, even with prevention. So firefighters and Protección Civil are going to act at that moment. And they have a protocol that consists on life, function, and aesthetics. So first of all, they're going to make sure everyone is alive and, no injuries and things like that. Then function. So like houses and buildings, trying to get them not to fall apart, obviously. And then aesthetics. So don't worry, your garden is going to burn, okay, but you're alive. So that's the most important thing, right? So they told me to tell our audience that if they see a fire column, please don't think that other person has called already and you call and say there's a fire here, because we all think,
someone else will call.
Yes, and they don't. So we don't know, we know it, but with delay. Yeah. So as fast as possible, that's better. And also, you collect what's necessary for you and you go away. You don't stay in the fire. You don't stay there to record a video, take a picture, or
leave the area.
You leave, because as we said, life is the most important part. Because if you stay and something happens to you, then firefighters and Protección Civil are going to not just they're going to help with material harm, but also with your harm. So that's
it puts them in danger also.
Yes, also. So you just leave the place. You advise, you give a call and you tell us, well, this is happening, and that's it. So the most important thing is prevention, but also, again, acting correctly. That.
So, and we have quite a lot of these sort of incendiary areas, like possibilities where fire can start out quite quickly, and some strange situations where we've seen fire start. Of course, there are the cigarettes out of windows of cars. Which is a major issue.
Yes, don't do it, please.
But there are other ones where people are working and, it's like from a grinder. We've had that situation in recent years where a fire started because of something like that.
So that's normal.
And it's about thinking if you're working and you think about the possibility of something like that happening.
So that's why these things cannot be solved or changed, because people are working and they have to do that. So we are trying to prevent on other things that are disposable, right? Like if we tell you don't do a barbecue, don't do it. Don't have a camping stove with you or things like that.
Which would have been difficult, I think, for some people the other day, of course, because we didn't have any power for a number of hours. There were some camping stoves in use there. And some quite old and dangerous ones around, I noticed. But,
that day was hard.
It was, wasn't it?
It was hard, yes. We had the FECOPAL, which is like the emergency council that we have in the town hall, meet twice. Because
everybody wanted information. That was the thing, wasn't it? So,
and what we did is we are grateful that we have like a bank holiday in Javea.
It was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That way it was like way less dangerous and yeah, nothing happened really because people were at their houses and kids were not at school, so things like that. And well, I think we were like one of the only places that didn't lose water because we were working like all day with AMJASA and with the desaladora as well, so we didn't have like problems.
A major
water.
problem.
Yeah.
I think it was only if you had to pump water up somewhere that perhaps that might have happened, but around the town it was carried on fine.
And then we spent like the whole day with the hospital and the Centro de Salud in the Pueblo because the other one was closed, and trying to get them like all the information they needed and have them like...
Difficult, no phones, no internet.
No, nothing. They had something called, like, I don't know.
There's
like some walkie-talkie they have. So they could connect like
with each other.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, a tough situation, that one, for everybody concerned. And we're still waiting to find out exactly what caused it, of course, and everybody's still waiting.
Us too, yes, we don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you very much for letting us know about the start for the fire season, which I know I'm not saying it the right way. But the idea about fire prevention at a vulnerable time, and we're just heading into that right now. But of course, as we said, it can start any time. So the idea is to just take care. And if you are renting, do get one of those leaflets from the estate agents.
Just go to tribal agencies, and if not, you come to the town hall and we can give you one.